Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Ace. Today, we're going to talk about the one, the only, F4U1 Corsair. Now, the F4U1 Corsair is very unique in its design, which, as you will see. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about its statistics. Specifically, by statistics, I mean its height, its wingspan, its weaponry. Going to talk a bit about why the designers chose to design it the way they did, and we're going to tell you where it served and what part of the military this plane served in. The F4U1 Corsair was originally designed in World War II to replace the Hellcat, which had replaced the Wildcat previous to that. So this is basically supposed to be a carrier-based fighter. The only problem is, when it was first started, the Corsair was kind of hard to maintain. So since it was hard to maintain, and it was hard to land, the Navy didn't really want to deal with the difficulty of that, so they gave it to the Marines. And the Marines adopted it very quickly for its easy capability to be put on any of their land bases. However, the lack of parts and the difficulty of maintenance would plague the Corsair during the first few months of the war. The unique reverse gull wing design of the Corsair was designed that way because of two needs. The need for short landing gear that could be strong and sturdy on the unstableness of an aircraft carrier, and they wanted to keep their propeller big. Okay, the first two things you notice when you see a Corsair are the huge propeller and the weird shaped wings. Okay, there's a reason for that. As I stated earlier, the landing gear had to meet specific requirements because of the aircraft carrier that it had to land on. Basically, they wanted short, sturdy landing gear that could take the full brunt of the weight of the aircraft, so it could land on carriers. Problem was is the engine had so much horsepower they needed a huge propeller. So they would either have to shorten the propeller and waste a bunch of horsepower, or make the wings too big to fit on the aircraft carriers of the time. So they decided to change the wings. The shape that the wings are, allow the aircraft to have short landing gear, but they also allow it to keep its huge propeller so they're not wasting horsepower. Also, the shape of the wings has the extra bonus of helping to streamline the area where wings and fuselage meet, which is oftentimes a weak point in an aircraft that can hamper its maneuverability and top speed. The stats that this aircraft had, including its wingspan, its speed, and its just overall capabilities, are as follows. It can accommodate one pilot, this single-seat fighter. Its wingspan is 41 feet. That it would be longer if the wings were straight, so there's benefit to having the gull wings the way they are. Its overall length is 33 feet and 4.5 inches, and its height overall is 15 feet and 1 inch. Its empty weight, this is important, is 8,873 pounds. Now, when it's loaded with fuel, ammunition, and the pilot, it's 13,120 pounds. So, it gets a lot heavier. It's the fastest it can go. The absolute fastest. Well, maybe not absolute, but its maximum speed is 417 miles per hour. Its service ceiling, which is its initial climb... Oh, wait, no, those are two different things. Service ceiling is 36,900 feet. That's as high as it would go while it's functioning. Any higher and it might not function right. The initial climbing speed is 2,890 feet per minute.
its total range, like how far it can get away from the carriers or how far it could get away from the land base, is 1,015 miles. Useful when you have to cover huge expanses of ocean. With 650 caliber machine guns in the wings, 8 rockets, and 2 bombs, it's very capable of taking out any Japanese tanks, ground forces, ships, and aircraft that came its way in World War II, which is part of the reason why it was used some of the way into Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the F4U1 Corsair. I hope you found this very helpful, and I hope it was informative. That's just a brief overall look into the Corsair. If you want more information, I recommend Googling it. There's so many sites out there that talk about it in more detail that I just want to give you a brief idea of what the aircraft is and what it did. If you want me to go into more detail, tell me in the comment section below. Seriously, I want to know, do you want more detail or less detail? More detail means more time of hearing my wonderful voice and more pictures of that aircraft specifically. Less detail, keeping it the way I have it now, it's about the same. You still get to hear my wonderful voice though. So, yeah, this officially kicks off Ace. I'm excited, if you couldn't tell already. But I'm excited because I get to tell everyone about, my hobby. It's been my hobby for, since I was 3. So about 14 years? Yeah, 14 years? Actually, might be around 15 years if you're watching this after the month of May. If you're watching this after the month of May, 15 years. If you're watching it before, 14 years. So since it's been my pretty much lifelong hobby to study military hardware, more specifically military aircraft, learn how they fly, learn who built them and why they were designed, I figured I wanted to give you a brief description of these aircraft in my episode called Ace. If you want me to go into more details, again, tell me in the comment section below, because I can go more detail, okay? I can rant on about this topic of military aircraft for hours, okay? I don't know if there are enough hours in a day for me to finish talking about these aircraft. So, yes. Feel free to check out the rest of the stuff that's on my channel. There's my gaming. There's a series of the PS3 that I'm doing. The camera quality is going to be poor for the first few episodes, but it's still a good series. It's got comedic parts. And I have a Minecraft and a Roblox video up. Out of the two of those, I'd recommend the Roblox video because it's really funny. But if you want to watch both, you can. So feel free to check out my gaming. There will be some stop motion coming out at some point in the future. I don't know exactly when, but you'll know because there won't be any other videos for that week. Unless I get done with school relatively early and have a lot of clear time to record things. So yeah, that's about it.